Hello YouTube, welcome to my tube. Hey, I want to tell you a story about this here friend of mine. You see, this feller was telling me a story, kind of touched me. He's telling me he lives with this here widow, and this widow has been trying to give him some book learning and trying to teach him the ways of the world. He was telling me she was telling him this here story about this here Moses fella, just going on and on. Heck, he didn't know why she was going on such. Moses weren't no relative of hers anyway. But anyhow, she went on carrying on, telling him stories night after night about this here Moses fella and some other folks. Weren't no relatives either. And one evening, while she's going on about this here Moses fella, he had the hankering for a smoke. Didn't have a hankering for a barking dog, but had a hankering for a smoke. And he asked this here widow if she'd just hold off for a bit while he went and got his pipe and had him a smoke. Why, she pert near had conniptions, telling him that that was evil, that their smoking was nasty and was wrong, and Moses and or anybody else in them stores wouldn't hold to no such thing, smoking a pipe. He told me that she went back on. He didn't get to smoke, but little while after that, she reaches over and grabs this here little tin, pulls her out a little dip of snuff, and takes the snuff right there in the middle of that story. Now don't that beat all? Telling a feller that grabbing his pipe and having a smoke, causing all that ruckus, was evil and such, and here she's dipping herself. Well, I guess that's all right, because that's her. My friend just couldn't understand that whole story there. And that's kind of I'm telling you that story. Oh, by the way, my old pal there, my buddy, his name's Huck. That's what we call him, Huck. He goes by Huckleberry. Huckleberry Finn, I reckon. And heck, while I don't live with no widow, it seems like that widow's approach to me grabbing a pipe is still around. Heck, she must have been kin to some of the people who live out here where I live. Why, I can get a pipe, but land of Goshen, let me try to get some backy. Man, do they make a ruckus fella trying to get a little backy out here where I live. Why, my buddy Huck knew that a feller just gets a hankering for a smoke. And I don't think that Moses or any of those fellers would hold too much against a fella that just wanted to come out and not hurt anybody or cause too much commotion in the world and grab his pipe. I don't mean no harm to that widow or any folks, but I sure do appreciate being able to come out here and grab my pipe. Well, I could think of other fellers that said some great things about pipes. Another feller grabbing a pipe. Bet you can too. Guess it just goes to show you that a lot of different folks with a lot of different views of what's evil and what that Moses feller and them other fellers in that story might accept. But I think, like old Huck, my buddy, that if a fella grabs a pipe or does a lot of things, as long as he's good to the folks around him and is mindful of them, he ain't hurting nobody by grabbing a pipe. Nothing better than going down the river and hanging your feet over the side of a nice raft or small boat, lighting up your pipe, staring off into the sky and thinking good things. So I hope you think good things, and I hope that if you got yourself a widow trying to read you stories and give you some learning, well, I hope that without hurting that widow or any other folks, that you can get yourself a pipe, maybe even a river, or heck, maybe even a chair out here on a deck, and enjoy some nice time. So, on behalf of my friend Huck and I, thanks for listening to my story, or his story, and grab yourself a pipe. Thanks for watching, and reckon I'll see you again soon.